President Trump telling reporters while on his way to the Super Bowl last night that he will be imposing a 25% tariff on all imports of steel and aluminum, including from two of our closest trade partners. Canada and Mexico just recently sidestepped blanket 25% tariffs, but now both are once again facing a tax to export some of their most valuable goods to us, their closest ally. Because while the U.S. is one of the world's top steel producers, it still imports a large amount, especially from Canada. And when it comes to aluminum, the U.S. takes in 4 times more from Canada than what we produce every year, meaning those tariffs could send the cost of cars, construction, and a wide array of consumer goods soaring. That is, of course, if they truly take effect. In the last 4 weeks, we've seen President Trump use the threat of tariffs as leverage to win concessions on other issues like border security. So there is some speculation these new tariff threats could be a way for the president to deliver on a lofty promise of making Canada a U.S. state. NewsNation's Robert Sherman is live at the White House with more on all of this. And Robert, that is something the president reportedly is very serious about.
And he's very seriously keeping the issue of trade with Canada in center focus here, Nichole. You hear his comments about not necessarily taking tariffs off the table with Canada and Mexico when it comes to the issue of immigration. You see these steel and aluminum tariffs that could be coming on down the pipeline as well. And then he was asked point blank by Fox News' Bret Baier during an interview before the Super Bowl about if he's serious when he says that Canada would make a good 51st state here in the U.S. This was his response to that. Take a listen.
I think Canada would be much better off being a 51st state because we lose $200 billion a year with Canada, and I'm not going to let that happen. It's too much. Why are we paying $200 billion a year essentially in subsidy to Canada? Now, if they're a 51st state, I don't mind doing it.
And it is not being taken as a joke by the Canadians up north, with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau being caught on a hot mic saying this.
And it is a real thing in my conversation with him.
So a long way to go in this whole process as the United States and Canada continue to have tough talk on the issue of trade, with those conversations expected to continue on throughout this week. As the president continues to talk about issues of retaliatory tariffs, certainly more to come on all of this. Nichole.
Absolutely. Much more to come. So, Robert, the president is saying these tariffs will come down on aluminum, on steel. What will this most impact?
Yeah, I mean, the big country that you made mention of, Nichole, is going to be Canada. Let's first start taking a look at steel here. I mean, the United States imports about 31 million or so a year of iron and steel, a large chunk of that coming from NATO countries. There's your top 3 right there. Canada leading the way, Brazil second, Mexico third. Now let's look at aluminum for a second here. That has a larger percentage coming from NATO countries, 27 million in total imported a year. Canada leading the pack by a few car lengths for sure. China second, Mexico third. So, I mean, you look at the countries that would be impacted here. It's a lot of those same countries that have been in the conversation throughout the campaign trail and since Inauguration Day. Nichole.
All right, Robert Sherman live for us there in front of the White House. Robert, thank you. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.